Keenan Shanholtz here, West Virginia Land and Home Realty, and today we're in Highview, West Virginia, looking at a piece of property that's just a hair shy of 362 acres, and it's a big one and it's beautiful. And I'm going to do this video a little bit differently than I do a lot of them. If you watch my videos in the past, I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. Normally, I take you from start to finish, like we'd kind of come through the gate and view it that way. But I'm going to do this one a little bit backwards because it's so big. And where I'm standing at here, I'm not on the property at all where I'm standing, but I'm looking at it. And I just wanted to do this clip here as a matter of perspective to show you how large this property is. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have to talk a little bit louder because when I zoom the video in, it muffles my voice. But I'm going to zoom in here. And if you see that white house there that I'm zooming in on, just to the right of that is where this property starts. And that's where you come in at. And we'll take a video over there, but that's how you're going to enter this property. But then as I'm following that ridge, that cleared field, you can't see it right there, but you see it again now, all the way over to that. I'm still going here. Now look, that's still the property. All the way, you see that field over there to there. And it goes just inside the woods to the left a little bit of the corner of that field that we're looking at. That cleared ridge over there is about 9/10 of a mile long. And at one time, I think it was an airstrip, but if you were looking for a property where you could land a plane on, well, this is the one. But just as a matter of perspective here, all the way across like that, it is huge. It's got basically a mile-long ridge top on it. So I'll hop in the truck here and we'll shoot some videos as we go. This is probably going to be a long one, but I just wanted to start here like this, you know, and the property line, the property begins, you know, you see this orchard here, you know, and that goes down into a hollow, and down into the hollow is kind of where it starts. But, and I'll just show you here on the map here real quick. So that's where you're going to come in at right there. And you see that white house that I was zooming in on there first. So that's where you come into the property. That's where the access is, which is at the end of Sirbaugh Road. And it takes off. And the last clip I showed where it ends, that's all the way over here. So that'll just give you an idea of what this place looks like. So we'll just keep going here and learn about it as we go. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty. This is going to be clip number 2 on the 362 acre piece here out in Highview. And like I said, we're working this video kind of backwards today. Is how I would normally do it. So we're going from back to front as opposed from front to back. But what I wanted to show you here was, and you're probably going to see this if you look at maps and stuff, this road that I'm standing on here right now is called Copper Road. And Copper Road is going to show here. So where I took that first video clip was basically up in here, and I was looking over at all this stuff. But right now I came down Copper Road and I'm right here. So in this Copper Road, as you see it, even labeled here on the assessor page, that is not the access to this property, okay? Your access is going to come in right up here off of Sirbaugh Road. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that this road coming in here like this is not going to be the right-of-way to this property. It's going to be at the end of the state road right up here. But what I wanted to show you was all this pasture, and there's probably I think there's about 110, 120 acres of pasture here. And the lady who owns this property has leased it out to the same farmer, I think, for about 10 years, and he runs cattle on this. But what I wanted to show you was, so I came in like this. So I took the first video up there. This is Copper Road. And I came through the gate here or whatever. But what I want to point out is the actual property line isn't the fence right here, okay? The property line from where this gate is, so you're going to be coming down to this gate from where, when you look at this property, But I'm gonna zoom in here. You see the pink ribbon flying right there. So the property line is actually about 40 yards, 40, 50 yards or so on the other side of where it's fenced right here, okay? So you actually own into the woods there, down on this end. It's not, the fence is not the line right here. And I want to point out a couple things here. And it's got, the trees on this property are gorgeous. I mean, all these different patches of woods. I mean, there's definitely some marketable timber on this property. There's little streams, ponds. I mean, it's got it all. But I want to point out here on the map. So this property has an excellent survey on it. There's no questions as to the acreage here, the property lines. Everything's marked and surveyed. It was done very recently. They did the survey in 2019. And actually, where we're at right here, I mean, we're sitting about right here, and this is Copper Road. We're in West Virginia right now, but this property's in 4 tracts, okay? It's being sold as a whole, but it's in 4 different tracts. You got tract A, B, C, and D. And tract D, which is where we're at right now, we're right on the line here between D and C. Tract D is just about 80 acres, just call it. And I'd say probably about 10 of it or so is in West Virginia in Hampshire County. But then the rest of this tract's in Frederick County, Virginia. And it is actually, this tract D is solely taxed in Virginia. So you get 4 tax bills from this property. 3 from Hampshire County, West Virginia, and 1 from Frederick County, Virginia. And you'll see, and we'll look at all this, there's a little cemetery here on tract D, and there's an old house up here that's in, you know, pretty rough shape. I mean, it's nothing, but I think there's a well there and stuff. But we'll go check all that out, you know. But the bulk of the property obviously is in West Virginia, and, you know, all this is this nice field out across the top. But you got an excellent, good survey on this property, so there's no questions about what you're buying here and where the lines are. Keenan Shanholtz here again, 362 acres, high view. This will be clip number 3, and I just wanted to take a minute here and show you what we did, because you can see a little bit more from here. But basically, the second video clip was I was just down there, that gate's down there just beyond where you can see. And we're still in West Virginia right here, barely. We're about to cross into Virginia. But I wanted to show you, there's a little run-in shed and a corral there for some cattle and everything. And that's in West Virginia yet, right there. And so really, you got to remember, you're going to be coming in here the opposite way. So as I zoom in up there, you see that big white house up there. Just to the right of that's how you're going to come in. So you're going to be coming down around, and the big field's up there, but you kind of come down around through here like this. You know, that's how you get up into the, you know, or you'll come down into here from the meat of the property up there. But a couple things I wanted to point out while I'm standing here. So we'll drive over here first. You drive across right here, and the old house is setting, that's on this property setting. I mean, you can maybe see the roof of it right through there like that. And then the cemetery that you see on the plat is where it's all growed up there, right beside to the right of that electric pole right there. It's fenced in. That's the cemetery right there. It's on the property. And that's in Virginia. You also note there, that's how the electric, so the electric comes onto the property and runs over to the house over there like that. So there is electricity on the property. So, you know, anywhere that you might want to build on this property, you're going to pull the electricity most likely from those lines right there that go over to the old house. And so we'll go over there. We'll do a quick one at the old house, and then we'll kind of circle back up and get into the middle of it and look around a little bit. Keenan Shanholtz here again, 362 acres, high view. And this is going to be clip number 4. And that's the old house that's on the property right there. And we'll walk over here in a minute. But just want to point out some things. I'm going to refer back to the survey here on this thing. So, oh, the sun is terrible here. So what we did, we kind of started about right here. Came up through, video number 2 was there, video number 3, and I was wrong. The shed's actually in Virginia, because this is the state line right here like this. I showed you where the cemetery was. Now we're over here at the old house. And what I want to point out in this is, I mean, the old house is in Virginia here, and it doesn't hold any value. But I want to take you all the way back here, because you're going to see this on the survey. So, all the way down in here at the bottom end of the far side of the West Virginia side, you're going to see here, there's an old road bed that runs down inside the property, goes off the property, comes back in, goes back off. I mean, it just zigzags back and forth like this. And that's Route 13/6. It's a West Virginia road it's still on the map, but it's not maintained. So the state had an old road there, but they quit maintaining it. And they don't take them off the maps. I mean, they retain right of way over it, but they just quit maintaining them. So I want to point that out. But what that does, it all kind of ties together here. So that old road bed, and you can see it, runs up here, and when it gets to Virginia, which is about where I stopped here on top of the hill there for the second video, or the third video, excuse me. That's an old road that at one time was on the Virginia road maps, but it's not anymore. So they even took that off the map in Virginia, and they don't maintain it, obviously. But that old road bed, which I'm standing on now, kind of runs right here by the house, and then comes right up here to the gate. You can see it drawn on here, and this is where you're going to enter the property, and ties right in with Sirbaugh Road at the Hampshire, Frederick County, Virginia line. The West Virginia line's right there. The gate to the property is right on the line between West Virginia and Virginia. But I just wanted to show you how, the West Virginia Road 13/6 ties in and meets the old Virginia Road, and then the old Virginia Road runs all the way up and meets another West Virginia Road up here at the gate. So I know that's a lot to take in, but there's a lot to know about this place. It's all pretty simple and easy to understand, but it's a lot, and I want to explain all that. So here you'll see this is where the electric comes across here to the house. I think that's an old pear tree right there. A lot of old orchard ground around here. I think these are a couple big old pear trees that you see. But I'll walk you up here, and now you can drive. I mean, I drove down through here, so you'll come in up there. I mean, I drove my truck. There's a gap in the fence up there, and I drove down like this, so you don't have to necessarily drive all the way over there where the shed is and come around to this. But I'll just show you the house here real quick. I don't think anybody's lived in this house for probably 40 years or so. But she's in pretty rough shape. I'm certainly not going inside there or whatever. But I did want to show you. So if you walk around here just a little bit, because the owner told me there was a well here, and there's actually two wells. Which is kind of odd because the casings are side by side. Try not to go too fast here. But let you see the back of the house. That's that old Insul brick siding's what they call that. But here you'll see there's two well casings there side by side. And there was obviously a hydrant there at one time. But this is just a little area around the house. But I'm going to go back over now and get back into the West Virginia part, and we'll get up on top to the good stuff here real soon. Keenan Chan here again, 362 acres high view. This is going to be clip number 6, I believe, and finally made my way up on top here to the most beautiful part of the property, and I'm kind of yelling a little bit because I got the camera zoomed in. But, so when you get up here on top, that's going to be due south. Let me zoom this back out. There we go. That's south, west around to here, east back around to here. And everything we're looking at is on the property. But if you see the wood line over there, that's where you're going to come in at. And come out across this top. And I'm going to show you where we're at here on the map. So and I apologize because of the sun here, but I'm actually sitting right here where this property makes a corner right here. So I'm right here, and I'm going to zoom in here. And if you see the fence right there, that's the edge of the property going down that way. So that's where one of the wooded legs kind of kicks in right here. You know, this tract's 90 acres here by itself. It's all woods. There's probably another 60 acres of woods back in here. So there's probably 150 acres of woods, you know, from the ridge this way. And I've got it figured at about, you know, there's at least 100 acres of pasture here that's fenced and everything if you measure all the different pastures and stuff. But this is going to be like, you know, this is where if you wanted to have an airstrip, I mean, you could see, I mean, look, the views are just insane. They're stupid good right here. I mean, looking to the south, I mean, they're incredible. But that thing you see out there is a deer blind, you know, and it goes all the way to the woods on the other side of that deer blind, but it's a lot further from that blind than it looks when I zoom in like that. So like I said, it's about 9/10 of a mile, you know, out across this top here. And like I said, for an airstrip, I don't know what more you could ask for if you wanted to do that here. I mean, you probably land a jet here for crying out loud. But, you know, the views you got kind of looking more southeast here. You're looking at orchard ground over there. I mean, this is gorgeous, you know. And you say, well, what am I going to do with something like this? Well, you could do anything you wanted to do with it. I mean, you know, you could have the ultimate gentleman's farm here. You know, you got a mix of everything, and estate property, build yourself a big home here and retire. You know, you could farm, hunt, do whatever. Development potential. I mean, the property's unrestricted. It could be subdivided and developed. You just can't get your hands on stuff like this anymore. I mean, I've been doing this for 22 years. You know, I could count on one hand the properties I've had in 22 years, and nobody sold more than me around here. I could count on one hand the properties of this size that were this nice. And this is, well, this one's probably about at the top of the food chain. I mean, it's not the biggest property I've ever had for sale, but it's the best laying, most usable big piece I've ever had. And it's so far east. I mean, you could be at Winchester, Virginia in 20 minutes from here. You know, and Winchester has anything you could want. You know, there's 2 Lowe's, 2 Walmarts, any kind of chain restaurant you want. It's all there in Winchester. You know, you're 2.5 miles off of Route 50 right here. And I'll show you that when we kind of finish out there at the gate where you're going to come in at. But, the videos, I mean, look, the video's not going to do this justice. You just got to see it on your own to see actually how beautiful and how nice this place really is. It's unbelievable. And it probably looks worse now than it's ever going to look because, you know, the grass is high and brown and stuff like that. I mean, this is one of the worst times of the year to look at a property when it's all, especially when you're in a drought. But, yeah, it's something. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty, 362 acres, high view, video clip number 5. I wanted to bring you over here and show you one of the ponds here on the property. And so I'm going to show you what we did. We started here, came up, looked at the shed here, came over here to the house. Now what I've gone back over here, and I'm here, you can see right here at this pond, okay? So I'll show you. Decent sized pond. It's probably 1/4 of an acre or so, I'd guess. Obviously good for, you know, have for cows to drink out of and whatnot. It's just so beautiful here. This is an amazing piece of property. But I'll try to zoom in there a little bit. The pond's got, you know, scum on the top of a little film, but you'd have to understand here that today's July 28th, 2024, and we've maybe had a 1/2 inch, probably no more than that, of measurable rain in the last 2 months. We're in a severe drought right now, so everything here is pretty crispy and brown. But with this place green, I mean, you can only imagine how beautiful it is. I mean, it's beautiful when it's dry. It's beautiful anytime. But I see the cows up there. Let me zoom in on them. You see them up there in the shade. They're smart. They're no dummies. They want to stay in the shade there and stay cool. But I think there might be about 40 head or so of cattle on here right now. But hey, we'll go up next. We'll go up here and kind of get on top, and you can see how awesome the views are and stuff, and we'll just keep trucking from there. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty, 362 acres in Highview. I think I'm up to clip number 7 right now. And let me zoom this back out here like that. So as you can see in the last clip, we were looking at this deer blind that's right here. So we were up there a good ways, and I'll show you where we're at on the map here right now. So we are right here. So you see the line right there, this little tree line, that's where we're at right now. So we're coming on to tract, guess that might be tract B right here, and then this is tract A back here. And if you see, let me zoom in. Right where that little corner is, where the wood juts out there just a little bit, that's where the 90-acre tract picks up right there, excuse me, and goes back like that. So, you know, when we get done here today, there's probably 150 acres we hadn't looked at back here in the woods. But so, like I said, we're about right here right now. So from here out just inside the edge of the wood line there is where the property line is out there. So that'll give you a little bit of perspective of how big this thing is. And once again, the views are incredible. Man, I think that out here on this end, out here on the south end, southwest end, is just absolutely incredibly gorgeous. You know, but and then down in here, you know, these fields kind of take off. There's little finger fields that run down in here like that, you know, and I believe there's another pond down in there. And then, like I said, there's a little creek down in the hollow down there. I believe some wet weather streams. I mean, nothing substantial. And then, you know, over on the Virginia side, there's another little creek that comes down over there, and you'll see those on the maps and everything, like where the drainages and stuff are. But I mean, like I said, we're gonna have a long tour here today. This is gonna be a long video, and there's gonna be a big bulk of it back here in the woods, you know, that we don't even cover at all. But anyways, so I'll go down here and take another clip here at the edge of the woods, and we'll look back this way just to give you a little perspective. Keenan Shanholtz here again, 362 acres Highview. I believe this is going to be clip number 8. I think I'm up to here on this property. And where we're at now, so now we're looking back this way. We're all the way back here in this corner right here. And so I believe this is tract B, this tract right in here. The property line's just inside the edge of the woods, just a hair. And then the 90-acre tract actually continues out behind of us for a way, and I'll show you that. So I'm back here in this corner, and if you can see the fence line going down through there, the property line's just inside of the fence here, a little bit into the woods. But then if you'll notice the fence right here, and I'll even zoom in to show you how well this is marked. You see the red paint there on the tree with the fence on the hack marks? That's the line between A and B. But actually, and I'm gonna zoom this in here, the 90-acre tract there runs out through there almost even with where it's cleared over there like that before it goes, makes a 90, you know, to the right and goes back in there. But look at that white oak there. It's hard to tell how old that thing is. You know, these old trees you see on fence rows and stuff. But guys, we've been on a pretty good tour here, and like I said, we've touched just a little over half of it here. And I just want to show you what the view's like from here. You're just looking at orchard ground over there. And if I'm going to zoom in here. So right over there on the other side of those bushes, you can see is where I started this video at, from right over there looking this way. If that gives you a perspective on how far we've made it and everything, that'll give you an idea how vast 362 acres can be, you know. But and like I said, this goes down in here. There's finger fields that run pasture that runs down in here, and there's another little pond down in there, I believe. And but this is just truly a special property. I mean, I can't stress it enough that you just don't get the opportunity to purchase something like this, but maybe once or twice in a lifetime. So, you know, you need to, if you're looking for a spread, this is the ultimate spread. So, let me let you look at this one more time out across here. Like I said, for all intents and purposes, you can just say you got a mile-long ridge top. And, you know, for airstrip purposes there, like up where that blind is, you probably have to take out, obviously, a couple trees right in there. But I bet you from the start of this field all the way back to the end, there's probably not 10, 15 foot change in elevation all the way out across this top out here. It's pretty level the whole way. So we'll go up there now, and I'll show you how you actually do get into this thing. And I'll show you the entrance. So we'll do that next. Keenan Shanholtz here, West Virginia Land and Home Realty. I think we're at clip number 9 right now, and this is going to be the final clip here on the 362 acres in Highview. And what I want to show you right here is the entrance. It's how you'll enter the property here, what the access is going to be. So what I want to show you here, this is Sirbaugh Road right here. And it's 2.5 miles from here out to Route 50. So when you're coming from Winchester towards Cape and Bridge on Route 50, as soon as you come into West Virginia, maybe about a half mile, you'll see Sirbaugh Road on the left. You turn, you follow it out about 2 miles, there's a 4-way stop, and you keep going straight. And the roads, there's a little bit of pavement right here, but you're on gravel road for maybe 3/4 of a mile or so. A section of this road's gravel. But you get right back here to the end like this, and my truck's sitting right in the way. But Sirbaugh Road ends right here at this gate, which I have open right now. So this will be your access to the property. And what I want to show you here is I want to show you this on the actual survey. So we are right here. Just like that, and you'll see I'm standing in Hampshire County right now, West Virginia, and as soon as I walk through this gate, I'm in Frederick County, Virginia. The actual state line is right here at this gate, and you see that 6 to 7 line, it's a little over 40 foot. So from that big tree right there to this big tree right there, you can see the survey marks on it. It's 40 foot, look, just a hair over 40 foot right across here. And I'll just walk in here and show you, you know, kind of how you'll do this. Now, the owner, they come in, you know, the lady who owns this also owns the property there off of Copper Road where I did the first video. And they come in and out. She owns another roughly 200 acres there. So they don't really come in and out this way, but, you know, they're not giving it right away through Copper Road, which I don't blame them because it's got its own access over here. So you'll notice this access is not super developed or anything. I mean, there's a gate here. They use it occasionally or whatever. But what you'll do, you know, you'll come in here. This will be your entry point to the property. And I even put a little pointer sign here so people know. I mean, you'll just kind of, if you come to look at this, or if you're an agent coming to show this, you might want to have something with a little bit of ground clearance. You know, your driveway will probably come in, swing here, and then, you know, just go out through the field. The old road bed here is what goes right down to the old house. And you could see, I mean, you could see there's a road bed down through here. So once you get through the gate, you can pretty much, you know, go over wherever you want to go or do whatever you want to do, you know, in regards to how you want to, where you want to go on the property. But just a couple other things I want to clean up. So you know, the cattle gates, there might be like a head chute for the cattle, that deer blind that was out there in the middle of the field. All that stuff belongs to the farmer, and he'll be taking that. But the farmer that's been farming this has been doing so for, I think, maybe 10 years or so. And if you wanted to continue, I think he's definitely interested in, you know, if you wanted to lease it and let him keep farming it to look after things, he's certainly interested in that. You know, so just, you know, let that be known. And all the property here is in farm class. The taxes on this whole place, all 362 acres, all 4 tracts, is a total of a whopping $748 a year. So, you know, there's a lot, the cows eat a lot of hay on here, but it doesn't eat, you know, doesn't take a whole lot of hay to keep this place, you know. So, you know, certainly be easy to keep this in farm class, and you'd want to do that for the tax structure and everything. But, well, we've seen most all of it, you know, all of it, but about 150 acres of woods back here in the back. But it's been a heck of a tour today, and however good it looked on this video, I can tell you it looks 10 times better in person. Give me a call and let's get it done.